If you want to see the true face of the machine, you don't look at the monuments in D.C. or the glass towers of Wall Street. You look at a 45 square mile patch of dry, dusty land on the coast of Cuba, a place where the law goes to die and where the word justice is just a cruel joke whispered in the dark. Guantanamo Bay was never about safety. It was about creating a vacuum. On January 11th, 2002, the first 20 men were brought to Camp X-Ray, hooded and shackled like livestock. The architects of this nightmare, the suits at the Office of Legal Counsel, had spent months crafting the perfect lie. They argued that because Gitmo was leased territory, it was a legal black hole where the U.S. Constitution didn't exist, but U.S. power was absolute. Nearly 800 men and boys have passed through those gates since then. Most of them weren't captured on a battlefield. They were bought. The U.S. dropped leaflets over Afghanistan and Pakistan offering $5,000 for suspicious persons. In a place where that kind of money is a lifetime's fortune, people sold their neighbors, their rivals, and even strangers just for a payday. The military's own commanders complained early on that they were being sent Mickey Mouse detainees, but the machine didn't care. It needed bodies to justify the budget. They called it a battle lab. Think about that phrase for a second. It wasn't a prison, it was an experiment. They tested enhanced interrogation techniques, waterboarding, sleep deprivation, stress positions, and the psychological destruction of isolation. They wanted to see how far a human mind could bend before it snapped, and for what. Most of these men were never charged with a crime. Only a tiny fraction have ever seen a courtroom, and even fewer have been convicted. They held children there. Mohammed El Garani was 14 years old when they took him. They kept him for 7 years without a trial. They tortured a child to protect a narrative. Even now, over 2 decades later, men who have been cleared for release for years are still sitting in cages because no one has the political will to let them go. And the cost? It's the most expensive prison on the planet. Millions of your tax dollars every year to keep a handful of aging men in a state of permanent limbo. It's not about security. It's about a refusal to admit a mistake. The state would rather keep a man in a cage forever than admit the cage should never have been built. Now they're talking about expanding it again, using it for migrant operations and high-priority targets. The black hole is growing. Once the state learns it can operate outside the law, it never wants to go back inside. Guantanamo is the blueprint for a future where your rights are a privilege that can be revoked at the whim of a bureaucrat. If they can do it there, they can do it anywhere. The only thing keeping the cage from moving to your backyard is the thin, fragile line of the truth. Don't look away. That's exactly what they want you to do.